Hello and welcome to another Raggy's review, something very different for the channel. Obviously, as we know, this is more or less a beer review channel. So last night, February the 22nd, 2025, me and Mrs Wraggy, drove over to Matlock Bath, and we put the sat nav in, drove there, got on the dark roads. It was hilarious. Couldn't see at times when people driving towards you, struggling to see the blooming road. Well, you put your full beam on, but on normal lights, not good. So we went over to a place called the Grand Pavilion in Matlock Bath. Was a council building at some stage. Was a nightclub. Lots of history. Lots of history. There's now a mining museum one side. There's a tea shop the other side selling coffee, tea, nice cakes, and merchandise from the area, and even beers. PKOs were there, so yeah. But we went for this, so it was an event hosted by these guys. So yeah, I'll hold it long enough for you to be able to use your phone to scan the QR code. There we go. That should be long enough for most people. Press pause, please. That'll help you. So yeah, that'll take you to their page and their events. So it's called Haunted Moments Paranormal Events. Our neighbour across the road, Mel, she's part of the team. And so we went last night, and me and the wife, we watched Most Haunted, you know, back in the early 2000s, I think it was. I can't remember when it was now, and it was a while ago. With Derek Acora, Yvette Fielding, was it? Yeah. Didn't always agree with some of their thing, the table tipping and all that. Didn't agree with a lot of that rubbish, to be honest, but I did like the what it did. You know, as a fan of the X-Files as well, the paranormal has always interested me. Recently, we've been watching Help My House is Haunted, and again, didn't really like the first two seasons because I didn't like the American chap. I thought he was a bit fake, you know. The new season since then, the guy doing it, who is actually a registered ordain, if that's how you pronounce it, and the lady and the bloke, absolutely love them to bits. I think they're doing a fantastic job. So because of that, we looked at the tools they used, you know, and there was a massive familiarity with that last night. So we got there, we met up, paid £1 for overnight parking. Can't fault that. Pound, it's not too much, you know, especially in Matlock. You know, it is a bit of a touristy area. They chatted. They were split into groups. We were the black group, black and wristband. 3 different groups: black, green, and gold. We had 3 members of the group per team. I think there's about 12 of us in our group. So there's about 40, around about 40 people in total. And they had an arrangement of different tools to use, shall we say. So we went in the Grand Pavilion, and we all had torches. You have to bring your own torch. We went out and bought a brand new torch for the job, and we could have got away with a phone torch, to be fair. But we bought this high-powered thing. It was fantastic. You know, it's great for holidays. And in the first room, and I think the first room for me was probably the room where it was like, oh, wow. So they got these things that they got these like little balls with lights, and you roll them, and where they light up for a second, then they go off, and they only light up when something gets very close to them. There was like a temperature sensor where once it settles, it's green. I think it's green. Then it's either blue if it's cold or red if it's hot. The temperature drop either side, and then goes back to green. And they also had something called a portal. Took a bit of time to get going because I think somebody turned the sound down on it and they couldn't work out. You know, it is what it is. Technology is a bugger at times. And on this, so the ladies that were there, like I say, Mel was our neighbour, so we were with her, which is great because sometimes familiarity is great, and you know, and we know she's absolutely like us. She's, you know, there's no messing about. You see as you see. So we're in this room, the first room, and this portal thing. It's coming out with, and it basically, I think it's some radio waves it picks up. Don't ask me all the technical side of it. You know, you're listening, but I'm not totally listening to the grand details. But there was a lot of shushing. But there was talking coming through. When we were there, we're like, how's it picking up this blooming talking? And names were coming through. And the ladies were trying to get the spirits or the atmosphere to talk to us. And I know a lot of people think, yeah, it's a load of rubbish. But I heard voices like Lucas, other people heard different things. And in that same room, and they warned us beforehand, they says, nothing might happen tonight. You know, you come on these, and there's a good chance absolutely zero will happen. So we're in a windowed room all the way round, cold. Well, actually, no, it was warm when we come in, when we went in, but it got cold. And we sat in a circle. And somebody had already scanned the windows. And he says, there's a name in that window. And there was a name came in the window. And it's like, ooh. And then someone went up and took a photo of the window, and all of a sudden says, there's a face in the window. And you look, and it's like, what? And the face came as a reflection. For you to be able to draw that in the window would be you'd be some gifted person. So I ain't got a clue how it came in the window when it wasn't there before. You know, as a bit of a skeptic myself, but somebody who wants to believe, somebody who's even in his own life has come across things that, you know, just like, how the hell did that happen? You know, there are things out there. But yeah, this portal box, yeah, the chattering, it was like they were chatting amongst themselves, but they kept setting the temperature sensor off, they kept doing the balls kept lighting up. Yeah, bonkers. But I mean, I'll backtrack a second, because in the first room we were all in a circle in the what is the stage and the seating area, and we had these like rods, and we were all connected by touch, fingers or thumbs, whatever, I think it was thumbs, and like that. And then we had rods placed across us, across two people's hands, and the rods were moving on people's hands. I mean, you have to keep yourself flat like that, and you know, at first I'm like, how are these blooming rods moving then? And but they did, and I don't know about that. You know, that's beyond me. That bit is. Anyway, jumping back into so the next room we went into, the other side, much colder room, and in that room we had a little robot, and the robot goes towards when it senses something. Only a little robot like this, and it's like blooming demon eyes, mind you, and yeah, the eyes were funny, and thank God they were blue instead of red. That would have been hilarious. It goes towards people. They had a music box as well that would light up when something got close. These things, you couldn't sit 6 foot away like we all were and do anything, interact. They had to be close. And again, what the hell's close enough to interact that we can't see? And again, the ladies were talking to this thing. They did questions and that. The third room, we went back into the main stage area. They had someone sat on the well, they had the ball things again that lit up. They again were lighting up randomly, which was, you know, yeah. In the on top of the stage, they had somebody with headphones on listening to white noise, and words were coming through, and they were just shouting out words. They couldn't hear us, so we were trying to talk to the spirits, and different names are coming out. And then after that, we went down behind the stage to the rooms, and we did mirror scribing or something along those lines. Shine a torch under you, and apparently my face went to an old woman's face, and yeah, not sure how I feel about that, to be honest, but there was a lot to it, a lot to the night, and that was their first time for the team there to do an event there. The place itself, volunteers are trying to bring it back to what it was from years ago. You know, they've got some task as well. So, you know, check out the Grand Pavilion at Matlock. You know, if you've got the pennies to be able to send money to them to help them out, brilliant. You know, the money we paid last night, well, I didn't pay, the wife did, but the money we paid last night, the team will take some, the rest go towards that. So again, you know, you're helping something out, a charity out, which is a good thing. The event, we had a couple of tea breaks. There was coffee and munchies provided, which was very nice. And you needed that break, that warmth, that boost of warmth. There was a little raffle at the end. It was a nice event. Obviously, these guys aren't professionals, you know. They're all volunteers doing whatever they do. And but yeah, so, you know, if you like shows like Most Haunted, and you like shows like Help My House is Haunted, then this is a sort of thing that will interest you, and it did interest us. There were certain things, I mean, there was more to it than I'm mentioning, you know. One, because my memory's rubbish, and two, you know, don't want to give all the game away. They've got a lot of events coming throughout the year. My wife's talking about going to the one at Swaddling Coats. Check out the website, like I say. The one at Swaddling Coats, we're looking at that. And maybe the one at Strelly Hall, because Strelly Hall was literally 15 minutes away from us, so it's not a trek. Especially for me. I mean, we got there for 8:45. We left at, I think it was 1:30. Got home for about 2:10 in the morning, and went to bed about 2:45. And then woke up about 8 o'clock. Yeah, knackered. Dogs walking around the bed, nudging you. Come on, get up. Time to get up. Come on, come on. Her normal time. So yeah, I thought it was a good event. Obviously it changes, you know. If you was in somewhere that is more haunted and the spirits are more willing to come forward, then wow. I mean, it kind of put the EBGBs up you in some ways, because could you imagine buying what they're buying, these balls that detect spirits, and putting them in your own house, and then something, you know, is there. You put the balls on your floor and you're all sitting watching TV, and then something moves past the board. It's like, oh shit. Not sure I'd want that in my house. I think I'd freak the life out of me. Pardon my French. So, yeah, very interesting. If you're into paranormal, certainly if you're somebody who considers themselves a bit of a medium or something, or feels that they can detect presence of things, it is very interesting to go to. I definitely think it's worth us going back again. Everyone was friendly in our group, and that we're all strangers to each other's, bar my neighbour. But yeah, it was very good, and from this beer review channel, yeah, I wish them all the best. I mean, I myself work at two places: Kelham House Hotel in Newark, Cockcliffe Country House Hotel in Burnstump in Arnold. One's Cockcliffe's was built in 1678, Kelham 1903, and I hear and feel things all the time. I definitely heard things, heard things that freak me out, and I don't want to go in the building all day because, so yeah, it's like, I'm not going in. When you hear footsteps and nobody's in the building, and no one's in the building, yeah, not someone prattling about, because I'm there in the morning when I know nobody's there, and I hear footsteps, and then over at the other side I've heard someone scratching at the door, and again I've already shut all the doors, so I know nobody's there. That is rather disconcerting, shall we say. So yeah, a cracking event. Yeah, if anybody's been, let me know. But yeah, I would definitely look to checking these guys out. Thank you for watching. See you soon. Something different.